Let's be real for a second. We all want faster internet, right? Better energy grids, more computing power, the whole shebang. But who's going to pay for all that? I mean, building real-world stuff costs billions. And getting money from the usual places like banks or VCs, it's slow, it's complicated, and honestly, it's a huge bottleneck. Today, we're going to talk about a totally new way to fund the future that could flip the entire script.
So here's the game plan. We'll kick things off by digging into that billion-dollar bottleneck. Then we'll get right into the solution. What is InfraFI? After that, I'll show you exactly how it works, step by step. We'll even look at a real-world case study with a company called DePIN and wrap it up by talking about what this all means for the future of funding.
All right, first up, the billion-dollar bottleneck. This is all about why the old ways are holding us back and how the entire game is shifting from just speculating on ideas to building real things that make real money.
I mean, think about it for a second. How do you actually build the physical world around us? You know, the cell towers, the server farms, all the stuff we rely on every single day. It sounds simple, but it's not. Because at the end of the day, you can't argue with physics. Building physical stuff takes steel, it takes concrete, it takes silicon, and it takes a massive, massive amount of cash. Getting that money has always been the single biggest hurdle to getting any ambitious project off the ground.
And wow, this slide just nails the shift we're seeing. Remember 2021? The world of DePIN, or decentralized physical infrastructure, was all about hype. Projects had no revenue, they were losing money, and growth was all based on speculation. But fast forward to now, it's a completely different story. The serious projects are actually making money, they're profitable, and they're growing because people are actually using them. This new maturity is what makes a new funding model possible.
Which brings us right to the solution. So what is this groundbreaking new model? Let's talk about InfraFI.
Okay, when you boil it down, it's actually super simple. InfraFi just stands for infrastructure finance. It's a model where anyone holding stablecoins, digital dollars, can put that capital to work and earn a return by directly funding physical things, like hardware.
And the amount of money we're talking about here is just insane. There's over $300 billion in stablecoins out there right now. A huge chunk of that is just sitting on the sidelines, not really doing anything productive. InfraFi is all about unlocking that massive pool of capital.
Yeah, just imagine this. Instead of your money earning next to nothing in a bank, what if you could put your stablecoins to work to help build a brand new internet service in a neighborhood that needs it? And then you'd get a piece of the revenue that network generates. It's a total game changer, right?
Okay, so the idea is awesome, but how does it actually, work? Let's break down the mechanics step by step.
It's basically a simple four-step loop. Check it out. Step 1, you deposit your stablecoins into a secure digital vault. Step 2, that vault pools all the funds and uses them to buy real-world hardware, like radio antennas for a wireless network. Step 3, that hardware gets installed and starts providing a service to real customers, generating actual revenue. And finally, Step 4, that revenue flows back to you. You can get your original deposit back plus the yield it earned. Simple, direct, and incredibly powerful.
Now, of course, it's not all magic. There are some real challenges to solve. First, you've got duration mismatch. Physical hardware is a long-term play, but what if you want your money back fast? Then there's credit risk. What if the hardware breaks or the project doesn't work out? And finally, this fancy term, principal-agent problems, which really just means making sure that people running the network are doing what's best for the people who funded it. The really smart InfraFi projects are tackling these head-on.
Okay, enough with a theory. Let's see how this is all playing out in the real world. We're going to dive into a case study with a company called DePIN, who are basically pioneers putting InfraFi to work right now.
So this is DePIN. Their whole mission is to build out the next wave of wireless internet, and they're using this InfraFi model to do it.
And they've already hit a pretty huge milestone, which is this number right here, 20,000. So what does that mean?
It means that 20,000 American homes are already getting their internet from a network powered by DePIN. This isn't some far-off idea on a roadmap. This is happening today. This model is providing a real service to thousands of real people.
And the reasons to be excited about their model are pretty compelling. First, the potential returns here are wild. Yields on this kind of wireless gear can hit over 20%. Second, these guys aren't new to the game. They've got a 5-year track record of running a profitable internet company. Third, the whole thing is managed by people who know exactly what they're doing. And that's why you're seeing major investors get really excited about this space.
So let's zoom out.
what does this all mean for the big picture? Because this is way more than just one company. This could be a whole new way we build, well, everything.
And this table tells the whole story. Look at the old-school telecom and cable companies. They're growing slow, less than 5% a year. But then you look at a disruptor like SpaceX's Starlink, growing at nearly 50% a year and valued at 100 times its revenue, not just its profit. This shows there's a massive hunger for high-growth infrastructure, but the old funding models just can't keep up.
And that's the key takeaway right here. InfraFI opens up a brand new highway for these innovative, fast-moving projects. It lets them skip the slow, traditional route and get capital directly from a global community of people who want to help build the future.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. For so long, we've relied on giant companies and governments to build our world. But what if that could change? What if building the future was something that everyone could be a part of and everyone could benefit from? That's the future InfraFi is trying to create.
Praise the sun.